Here is my Phantom wallet, and as you can see, I have peeked into the 6-figure range by just doing this simple method that I'm going to show you in this video. If you keep watching, I will show you the simple steps that mean you no longer have to trade on the rigged game, and instead you can dev with the best of them. Find out more soon. This video is for educational purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. Your capital is still at risk. I'm just here to explain how the process works. Okay guys, you've stuck around, so I think it's time to reward you by getting to the point where we show you the method that I use to make all that money. But first, just a quick thing to illustrate my point. Here is, pretty typical sort of array in terms of a coin, and we've got this immense ebb and flow where it goes right up, kicks back down, right up again, and as this coin progresses, I imagine it'll go up and down and up and down and up and down. These trends, usually happen. Now the thing is, with something like this, you've got to be constantly on it. You've got to make sure that you are staring at that screen all the time if you are going to guarantee your profit. However, what if I told you there was a method that you could use that meant that all you'd have to do is click a few buttons, let it run, and whenever you feel like, just come back and click the extract wealth button. That's in essence what we are going to do when we get to the method later. So what we're going to use is a platform that will give us more of a guaranteed profit margin. I mean, look here, this guy's got a load of stuff in the red before things went a bit better. How about we could have a more reliable source of income? That can be createcoin.fun. That is the platform that we are using to launch our own coin on Solana, and the best part, there is no coding required. You don't need to know how to code to get your coin online, okay? You can do it just by pushing a few buttons, okay? And that's all I do. I just push buttons all day. I don't know how to code, and I'm making money just fine. Now, what we're going to do is we take a few other tools that the site has. We're not going to initially use tools available immediately, but first of all, before we get to that, we are going to look at some markets, okay? Now, this is the pump market. The pump market is interesting because it used to be really great to launch on, but now that everybody's launching on it, it's just full of shit coins, and looking at these market caps, you can see they're not too great, and even then, there's loads and loads of fees on this market, so even if you do make profit, it all gets sucked up by the fees, so we don't want that. We are going to change to a different market where the caps are potentially a lot higher and there's less fees, so we come away with more of our money. So on Axiom, I'm just going to switch to dynamic. This puts us onto the Meteora market. Now, Meteora has way less in terms of just sheer number of coins on there, and as you can see, the ones that do break through, they break through big into the billions. Back to createcoin.fun. Now, first of all, we need to connect our wallet. I have just over $100 in my Phantom wallet at the moment. I recommend having about that much in yours as well in Solana. I'm going to connect the wallet and then just click Phantom. If it's on your browser, it will detect it automatically. Now, these are the tools I said we are probably not going to make use of, right? This is where you would put your name of your coin, you'd come up with a symbol, you'd come up with an image, and you'd have a cool narrative, and you'd come up with a marketing campaign, and that's a lot of work, and I'm not really interested in doing all that work in order to make my money. No, instead, I'm going to work smarter and not harder, and we're going to use the copy trending tool. Now, this is something that skips all of that hype development and allows you to pick a coin that is already trending on the pump market and allows you to migrate it over to Meteora, where we can take advantage of not only the coin's hype, but also the, the lower fees and also the higher potential market caps. Now, all of these are good options. As you can see, it shows you the name, when it was last paired, and also its potential market cap. So you might pick one with, say, a lower market cap, but it was more recently paired, which means that the hype might still be there. Or, you might pick one with a higher market cap, but it hasn't been paired in a while. If you're not happy with any of these results, you can hit refresh. And I mean, at this point, pick the one that fits your vibe, really. I mean, I could pick any. I mean, this Laasok Sekola, we could pick that one. So we're going to click copy coin on there. All right, now initially you're going to get this pop up here which says request block. Make sure you click proceed anyway, and then you're going to click confirm, tick a box, and confirm. This is a normal part of the process. It just happens every single time. It's just a transaction that your Phantom wallet will not be used to. That's why these pop-ups come up. So make sure you click through those, and then you'll be able to resume the method. Okay, so now we have made our coin, but it is not on the market yet. What we need to do is we need to add some liquidity. So we create a liquidity pool. That is where we put some of our money into the coin, okay? So that's where that little bit of soul in your Phantom wallet will come in handy. So the only information on this screen you need to worry about is the amount of soul, okay? That's the only factor we are going to change. I typically do 0.2, okay? 0.2 soul has worked for me very well. You can experiment with a bit higher and a bit lower. I wouldn't go too high because obviously you've got too much of an overhead then, and I wouldn't go too low because then there's not not enough initial kick on your coin to make it interesting, okay? So 0.2 has worked for me, but try out any amount that you think works best for you. So we're going to confirm that transaction there, and we are now live and on the market. You can see our coin here, okay? This Sol Secola, we're online. We are ready to go and start being traded, okay? So before we get into that, you see these initial details here. These numbers are likely to change soon, but before we view on Deck Screener, we are going to click on this this lightning button here. Now, this is a very important part of this process, and I absolutely, if you're going to do anything, it has to be this part here, okay? This is what makes the whole thing work. We're going to boost our token on Deck Screener's trending list for an hour. Now, it does cost us 0.25 Sol, but this is an investment that is well worth it because we are going to be at the top of all the trending charts, and that snowballing effect. So think about it. You've got a trending coin, you've got a better market, and also we're going to be boosted. So those three factors are going to snowball into incredible results. All right, so we've done that. So let's have a quick look on Deck Screener, and you can run this for however long you like. Excuse me. I'm going to run this for, I don't know, shall we say a few minutes, and we'll see where that goes. Look at some of these statistics that we're getting through here. Our market cap already at 2.5. We're well ahead most of those pump figures. So you remember the pump coins were like only in what, like 1.6, 1.3, things like that, and we're already at 3.1, and we've just been running for a few minutes. They might have been running for several days, okay? And this is the effect. I mean, take a look at this. This coin is doing really well. We are kicking up and up and up and up on average overall. So, you know, this is great news for us. Now, even if things do come down a bit, that doesn't necessarily matter, because as long as there's some coin in it, we can pull it away and make that money. So this has been a pretty good amount of time to run this, so I'm going to switch back to createcoin.fun now. So as you can see, our initial estimated value was $15. If I hit a refresh on here, we're going to see how much this coin is worth now. So we've gone from $15 to, drum roll please, $893, guys, okay? That is, you know, near enough 9x this coin, which is incredible. We're going to hit the minus button. We're going to pull 100% of that liquidity and put it all into our pocket. So the deal is, with these videos, I do make profit. If you like, subscribe, and leave a comment, I'll put you in a prize draw where you could win half of what I make on this video, okay? And once that money comes through, we'll have a look at how much that is. All right, so let's see. We've gone from 100 to 891. Guys, if you're not doing this method now, you need to get on this before it becomes overcrowded. Try it out yourselves.